Before he was cursed, before he was condemned, before his name became synonymous with evil, Iblis was not what most people imagine. He was not a horned demon lurking in darkness. He was not a creature created for rebellion. In fact, the story begins in a place of honor, obedience, and nearness to Allah. Long before Adam ever opened his eyes, long before humanity walked the earth, Allah created the angels from light and the jinn from smokeless fire, as the Prophet Muhammad told us. Among the jinn was one whose devotion stood out so powerfully that he was elevated to a station no other jinn ever reached. His name was Iblis. The Qur'an tells us that he was present among the angels, not because he was one of them, but because of his worship. Scholars explain that Iblis spent thousands of years in obedience, moving through the levels of the heavens, worshipping Allah in places no jinn had ever been allowed to reach. He prayed when others slept. He glorified Allah when others grew distracted. He obeyed when others hesitated. Over time, his reputation spread among the angels themselves. This jinn from fire was known for his devotion, his discipline, and his knowledge. He was trusted. He was respected. He was close. But here is where the danger begins, and it is subtle. Iblis did not fall because he stopped worshipping. He fell because he began admiring his worship. Pride does not always arrive as arrogance at first. Sometimes it arrives as silent self-approval. A thought that whispers, "Look how much I've done." A feeling that says, "I earned this." The Quran does not tell us that Iblis openly rebelled at the beginning. It tells us something far more frightening. It tells us that when Allah later exposed his heart, pride was already there, hidden beneath years of prayer. And Allah knows what is hidden in the hearts. Then came the moment that would change existence forever. Allah announced to the angels that he was going to create a new being, a successor on earth, a creature with free will, intellect, emotion, and responsibility. The angels, created without desire or ego, asked a question not out of objection but out of curiosity and reverence. They said, "Will you place in it one who will cause corruption and shed blood, while we glorify you with praise and sanctify you?" And Allah answered with words that still echo through time, "Indeed, I know that which you do not know." This was not a dismissal. It was a declaration of divine wisdom beyond comprehension. Something extraordinary was about to be created. Allah formed Adam with his own hands, as mentioned in the Quran, shaping him from clay, from earth molded and refined. Adam lay lifeless, a form without a soul. The angels passed by this creation, observing it. Iblis passed by too. And unlike the angels, something dark stirred within him. The angels wondered about Adam's purpose. Iblis judged Adam's worth. He examined the body made of clay and compared it to himself, made of fire. Fire rises. Clay is low. Fire consumes. Clay is shaped. And in that comparison, arrogance began to crystallize. When Allah breathed the soul into Adam, something unprecedented happened. Knowledge flowed into Adam, knowledge Allah did not give to the angels. Allah taught Adam the names of all things, the essence of creation, and then presented this knowledge to the angels. When they admitted their limitation, Allah revealed Adam's knowledge, demonstrating Adam's unique role. This was not just about intellect. It was about potential, responsibility, and humility. Adam knew because Allah taught him. The angels knew they knew only what Allah allowed them to know. But Iblis did not respond with humility. He responded with resentment. Then Allah issued the command that would expose everything. He commanded the angels to prostrate to Adam, not as worship, but as honor, obedience to Allah, and recognition of Adam's role. The angels, beings of pure obedience, fell into prostration instantly, without hesitation, without question. And then the Quran delivers one of the most powerful lines in existence. They all prostrated except Iblis. In that single exception, history fractured. Iblis stood frozen, not because he doubted Allah's command, but because he refused it. Allah questioned him, not because Allah needed an answer, but to establish justice and clarity. What prevented you from prostrating when I commanded you? This was the moment of repentance. This was the door still open. Iblis could have said, "I was wrong." He could have fallen in prostration. He could have begged forgiveness. Instead, he exposed his inner disease. He said, I am better than him. You created me from fire and created him from clay. With that sentence, Iblis committed the first sin rooted in racism, arrogance, and self-superiority. He did not deny Allah. He argued with Allah. He used logic against command. He placed his opinion above divine instruction. The Qur'an tells us that Allah declared him arrogant and expelled him from divine mercy. Get out of it, for indeed, you are accursed. This was not an emotional reaction. This was a verdict. And yet, even then, Allah did not annihilate him. Iblis asked for respite, time until the day of judgment. And Allah granted it. This moment confuses many people. Why would Allah give time to someone who rebelled so openly? The answer lies in justice and the nature of the test of humanity. Iblis would become a means through which sincerity would be distinguished from hypocrisy, humility from pride, obedience from rebellion. But listen carefully to what Iblis says next, because it reveals the true nature of his corruption. He does not say, I will destroy humans. He says, I will sit on your straight path. Then I will come to them from before them and behind them, from their right and from their left, and you will find most of them ungrateful. His goal was not to force disbelief. His goal was to sabotage gratitude, sincerity, and consistency. He knew humans would fall not through denial of Allah, but through distraction, ego, delay, and self-justification. The same disease that destroyed him. The Prophet Muhammad later explained that Iblis places his throne over water and sends his followers to mislead humanity, celebrating the ones who cause the greatest destruction in faith and relationships. But what is often forgotten is this: Iblis knows Allah is real. He speaks to Allah. He fears the day of judgment. His disbelief is not intellectual. It is moral. He refuses to submit. And that is the most dangerous form of disbelief. Before his fall, Iblis was a warning written in fire. He proves that proximity to holiness does not guarantee humility. Knowledge does not guarantee sincerity. Worship does not guarantee salvation. What matters is what lives in the heart when obedience challenges the ego. Adam, when he sinned, admitted his mistake and sought forgiveness, and Allah forgave him. Iblis, when he sinned, justified himself and blamed Allah indirectly, and he was cursed. One said, we wronged ourselves. The other said, I am better. That is the difference between redemption and ruin. And this is why the story of Iblis before his fall matters so deeply today. Because his story is not about a monster. It is about a mirror. Every time a person refuses truth because it hurts their pride, Iblis smiles. Every time someone delays obedience because they feel entitled, Iblis recognizes himself. Every time worship becomes a badge instead of a submission, his legacy lives on. He fell not because he was weak, but because he thought he was strong. He fell not because he lacked knowledge, but because he rejected humility. He fell not because Allah wronged him, but because he wronged himself. The Quran does not tell this story to scare us with a villain. It tells it to warn us about ourselves. Because the most dangerous enemy is not the one who denies Allah, but the one who knows Allah and still refuses to obey him. And that is the story of Iblis before his fall, a story that began with worship, rose through honor, and collapsed under the weight of a single sentence: I am better than him.